What's up, guys? It's your boy CapmLew.
What up, guys? It's your boy.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of the CapmLew podcast with your host Luke
and your host CapmLew.
That's us. Here we are. This is we. I'm CapmLew.
This is we.
So I'm saying. So then, this episode is going to be devoted to a discussion. We're gonna go ahead and shamelessly engage. Social media is a funny thing. You post what you want.
Yeah.
And then people can comment. This is actually a great thing because you can have lots of people who agree with you and on and on.
Yeah.
But
great discourse.
It's volatile. It can be volatile.
Yeah.
And I'm re-entering the world of social media. I don't know if you know this, but I was just made the social media guy for the roofing company that I work for.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
You told me about that.
And taking my cues from Helixson Brothers construction, I will be guys, look up Helixson Brothers, Helikson, Helixson Brothers. Helixson. They're out in the West, and they make these. Dude, I'm gonna play one.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna grab my other phone.
Boy.
No, this is gonna be. This is a construction company. I'm not taking cues from them, but because they're so gnarly. But these guys, they do these ads. I'm pulling up their Facebook ads. And
Helixson, that's with a K.
Helixson Brothers, Helixson, yeah, Helikson. Yeah. I know, and I don't think it works to. So on their reels.
Oh yes, dude. Let me see this.
They'll take
20 trucks and vans.
A comedian, and they'll just.
One guy shows up every year. He's not in construction. It's my sister's husband.
It's just they're cute, right? But then. Okay, but then they do this.
You want to flex on your bitch ass neighbors who are a pain in the fucking ass? And the best way is.
Come on.
I don't know why it stopped.
Come on.
I've got 5G.
Come on.
You want to flex on your bitch ass neighbors who are a pain in the fucking ass?
That's all you need. I mean, they are so gnarly.
They're just going there.
They have a number of these things where they're just talking about like taking this weird, aggressive hip hop. That's not me. That's not gonna be me. But did you get that text?
I did on my Babylonian magical watch.
Amazing.
Yes.
But social media is a funny thing because then people can come in and they can just crap on your whatever you're doing. Yeah. And I always used that fully when I was working in my brand in skateboarding.
Yeah.
People would come in and if they crapped on me hard enough, I just roll that soft white underbelly up and let them stab away and let everyone see, that they were stabbing away at a soft white underbelly. And I never mobilized trolls or anything like that ever. And I never encouraged people to do trolling. We did a podcast, and it's a rare thing, but we spent a portion of our podcast speaking on our opinion.
Yeah.
About the that in itself is strange.
Almost never happens.
And we were talking about, you may have heard of them, Life Skateboards.
Yeah. Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Something we almost never do. And I think that the podcast was the one where I have sunglasses on a beanie hat.
Oh.
It's 2 podcasts ago.
Yes. 103.
Sure. And we got a not quite as much of a book as we could. It's 2 comments and a reply all by the same person. And they bring up some points. And they were saying that the amount of durability that a Life skateboard has, quote, isn't that Well, much, but spelled with a K. I don't think that's on purpose. Isn't that much greater than any other deck? Unquote.
Yeah.
Well, um, that's fine. Um, that's an opinion. Then goes on to say razor tail loses pop, pressure cracks way faster than regular decks because they're so hard, actually. So,
Pressure cracks way faster.
and this person is a former uh, a former local rep for Life Skateboards, and that was a program that I actually ran, and a program that fell apart during a time when Sam at Life Skateboards was unable to exercise the degree of, um, like, honestly, things were moving so fast in his life, capital L,
Yeah. No.
lowercase L,
L.
his human life.
Yeah.
Things were moving really fast in his human life, and he was
his human one.
he was biting off more than he could chew.
Yeah, it was in
And
a huge transitional
simultaneously,
period.
as his friend, I was telling him, "You've bitten off more than you can chew," and he was saying, "No, I can chew this." This was a real relationship in
Yeah.
my human life
Right.
with a person that I don't only care about, I also respect.
Yeah.
But I don't respect without, um, like, I could tell that he was not correct.
Right. Or because you respect him, you were willing to have that
Because
conflict with him.
I was willing to have the conflict with him because
Yeah.
I have affection for him.
Yes. Right.
Um, and I asserted during that time that, hey, we just onboarded 15 reps. You know, you've got me trying to get us up beyond. We wanted to land at about 200, 250 board a month demand.
Mm-hmm.
Within the first few months of me working it, I had us at 97 boards a month, and then got us up to 100 and something the next month. And then he was hitting the bricks really hard. He was having trouble following through with integrity.
Yeah.
He failed to follow through with integrity towards some of our reps regarding the shipping out of product on time. These are all parts of a history.
Yeah.
And there were also, early on in that, my first month or two that with Life, there were some production errors that were being made.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And Sam and his helper at the time were having some trouble with delaminations.
Yeah.
And that is also another thing that you're going to have when you're scaling up even a small board operation. If you're trying to scale up, you're going to find out where you're missing the mark, and you're going to have to find out in real time.
Right.
All of these things hurt. Now, Life Skateboards is also from a lane in skateboarding and part of the country that has demonstrated poor results and poor quality in the past. Whatluck Skateboards is a cautionary tale.
Oh yeah, I forgot
in
about
running a
that.
brand.
Yeah.
And some, or even a few of the people we were working with, were already cooked by Whatluck and by promises to ship and then didn't ship, and then the re-promise and re-not ship and like that. And Sam and his helper were standing by every product that went out. They were replacing defective product. They were Sam was overwhelmed in his personal life in good ways. He was moving forward.
Yeah.
But if Sam made any mistake, it was asserting that he was going to try to wolf down this mouthful without stopping, spit it back on the plate, get out your steak knife, take a smaller bite. Sam did not decide to do that. There was a cost to it. The cost was reputational, and the reputation has followed to a very small degree today. During that period of time, there were people who said, how can you still work with Life Skateboards?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't only my affection for Sam.
Sure.
It was the sad fact that for all of those, for all that warp and wobble, Life Skateboards still was the greatest prospect for quality in skateboard brand existence.
Yeah.
You just, I mean, if your skateboard brand is depending on Watson to give them wood that doesn't warp, right?
Yeah.
No hate to Watson. Watson is an institution and has made some of the very best wood around.
Yeah.
Watson has been epic.
Sure.
Watson is similarly, obviously, in a scaling problem because their wood has been warping like crazy and has become well known for warping and other problems along the way. And this doesn't mean that if your favorite brand is made by Watson that you're doing something wrong.
Sure. No.
You know?
Yeah, it just means you might get a warped deck.
I have a brand that I love very much. It's a very, very small brand, a little boutique project,
Mm-hmm.
and it's made at Madrid.
Yeah, sure.
And Madrid is a very small pressing house and does great work, and I love their work. I don't prefer that product to Life skateboards because Life has got concaves and kicks that are what I look for. But I'm not the same as everyone. Some people like something that's flat and whippy, and for them, they'd rather buy an anti-hero every 2 weeks or once a month than have a just monumentally firm, awesome Life skateboard under their feet. And I have to respect that.
Yeah, man, do what you want. Yeah.
But I don't somehow.
Yeah, right.
Still, I think that's just sad.
Yeah.
And that you're wrong.
I think you're
I don't.
I think you're being conned. That's the bummer for me.
So
I don't, yeah.
So we've got a person who's a rep for another company now. They were one of our reps, and they carry a strong sense of offense over what was. It wasn't a dark time. It was a time of hiccups. And Lou, how can you stay with that? You know, and folks were disappointed, and they weren't wrong to be disappointed by these. These were failures.
Yeah.
But I did what we're so good at over here. You taught me to do it. I looked at it and I said, well, you're going to have that on these big jobs. And I watched Life Skateboards closely.
Yeah.
And now it's 2 years or 3 later.
Yes.
You know, we're going on 3 years later, and the operation is tight. The capacities have increased. The stinging lessons have been learned.
Yeah.
And things are in a much better place. And I no longer work with Life Skateboards like I did then.
Right.
I now am a rep like the guys I onboarded.
Sure. Yes.
You know,
true.
I carry a grip of Life Skateboards with me, and I'm ready to either sell, demonstrate, or promote the brand.
Yeah.
And our work here at CapmLew, obviously, we promote the brand Life Skateboards because of not only affection, but because of respect. The stuff is good.
Yeah, they're great decks.
I think they are exemplary of the highest quality. I really do.
Yeah, no, me too.
I do. I think that they far outshine in several characteristics.
Yeah.
And that the decks are they are terrific. When a deck fails, there will always be failures. Some failures are acceptable, like you've ridden it for 3 months and the thing is giving up. Well, that's a really good lifespan.
Yeah, double thumbs up.
Pun intended. But when there's a failure of integrity, and there will be,
yeah,
do we hold our California brands to the same? We don't have anything like the same relationship with our California ChiCon.
Dude, ChiCon. Yeah,
we don't hold the California, San Francisco. You know, we don't hold them to the same. We just adore them blindly.
Yes,
and we back them out of, I don't know, what have they given us?
The Baker videos. I don't know.
They didn't just give us Cardiel.
Yeah.
They also took Cardiel from us.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And John would not like hearing me say that, but that is a proper historical perspective, objectively speaking.
Or P. Stone, or
I can't do it.
Jake Felter.
Yep.
Go on. Anyway.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Monk. And we don't want to capitalize on these names. We are trying to drive home a point that it is more than fine to come and like write. It's not a book,
Yeah.
but it is a persistent, dogged interest in, and this is, and it's, you can find it. Um, he says he has yet to break one of the boards that he is repping for, and he goes through them at about the same rate as he was with life.
I disagree with the last sentence of this comment.
If you're just riding and not really going hard, then you can't really judge the durability and longevity. And that is simply not well stated. I wonder if that's what the writer intended. I'll say it again. I'll read it again. If you're just riding and not really going hard, then you can't really judge the durability and longevity of a skateboard. Now, let's read the rest, and we'll return to that.
That's fine.
I've been a rep for this brand I'm with for about the same time frame I was a rep for Life, and have actually went through less decks and skate harder and bigger than I did with Life decks. This is just my personal experience. 439, that's 2 fresh decks versus 1.
Oh, you're talking about the price.
Oh, he's writing for a brand that's $45 a deck.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is so low. I don't understand how that guy even makes any margin.
I'm not terribly. I'm a little judgy about folks that undervalue their work. If the boards are lasting as well as Life, can you afford to make and sell them? It's fine. Those are questions that don't need to be answered immediately right now, and they're not like huge issues. But I would encourage anyone who's pressing. I presume that this is a pressed boutique brand.
Yeah,
I don't know what their sales volumes are. I put out a feeler to the Art of Board Making. I asked them if they could, if the organizer Mike Villalobos would make for me a list of 5 or 10 craft brands that are operating at volumes, like 100 boards a month, and that's a real brand presence.
That's
beyond hobby.
That's a lot.
So that are 50 to 200 boards a month, and you send me a list of them. And he did, I think, a smart thing. Mike is smart, and he's a good-hearted guy, a good brother. He put a thing up and said, hey, everybody, is there anyone who da-da-da-da-da?
How many people?
Which immediately led to a whole bunch of everyone just telling what they do, and created for me what,
like,
it wasn't the product I was asking for in terms of research, but I honestly, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, right. And I paid nothing.
So if you are, if a person, I mean, I wonder if any board makers would hear this. If you're making boards and you are at existential achievement, you've achieved existing. You're able to make a lot of them were like, I make 2 boards a month, I make 10 boards a month, I make 5 boards a month.
Good for them.
I want to just put it out there. I think that is more than terrific. I think that is exceptional. And I think that is super, super cool. And I think it's everything that they talk about being core skateboarding. That's core skateboarding. That is, I never, in fact, the first thing that was done to me when I started making decks and promoting my work was I was immediately told I wasn't a real skateboarder. No, I wasn't told it. It was told to everyone.
Yes.
And I thought, yeah, but like skateboard making, first of all, isn't skateboarding.
Yeah.
But kind of, I am.
It is.
This idea of being real. Do you mean sponsored by Real?
The
brand Real out of San Francisco? Because if you mean I'm not sponsored by Real, the brand Real made in Mexico out of San Francisco,
I agree with you.
I agree with you.
Right. You nailed it. Yeah.
And the Real team has on it people who will beat me toothless. Just for bringing it up and talking about it and putting it in the light. That's one thing that is not appreciated in that culture. And you know what? We should talk about that too.
Yeah.
We should talk about it all. Now, let's go back now that we've looked at this. So we've got correspondence in volume.
Yeah, sure.
Through a self-generated comment thread.
Yeah.
A book. Although
it's really
not
that, but
it's not that bad.
I don't even mind really what he's saying. He's
really
sharing his own experience.
He's sharing his own perspective. He's sharing it as his own perspective.
Yeah.
It's what do you think, Luke? Is it bad etiquette?
Not
I don't
necessarily.
think so either.
I think he's the only. I think it's all above board. It's all great. The only thing that he's done is put himself in the fray, to speak, because you can get on there and reply to his comment, which is the amazing thing about social media is we can share ideas and thoughts, and he's sharing what opinion. Doesn't look like anybody's replied to him, but somebody could. And I think that it wouldn't be horribly difficult, maybe not to refute, but to disagree with this person.
I find I think there's a lot to be said about agreeing with it. But here are places where I can agree.
Yeah.
I'm going to start from the back and work forward. This is definitely this person's personal experience, and that has merit.
It does.
They've repped for their present brand,
Yeah.
and I'm not putting that brand. I'm not intending to put anyone on blast here.
No.
I'm not using their names. I'm not using the name of the brand.
Right.
I have let it slip that this is on my Facebook.
Right.
So, in a way, but
it's all public.
My Facebook is public, so I haven't. I'm not doing that, but I am doing this. I'm saying, this person's been a rep for life.
Yeah.
They've been a rep, and life did not behave well during the time they were a rep.
Yeah, there was
a mild scandal.
Yeah.
In Life Skateboards during that time.
Right.
There was a failure of integrity at Life Skateboards.
Right.
Life made promises, didn't follow through.
Yeah.
Was it the biggest deal in the world? It was a big deal for those of us who are starved for integrity, and we're really hoping that this would be not that way.
Yeah.
If we wanted to be treated that way, we could go to Penswood.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
We could go to, but Penswood isn't doing a brand and bringing on reps. They're an OEM.
Right.
But that's the kind of stuff that the old industry does.
Right.
And but Life didn't say tough luck.
Yeah.
Life said, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Life sent, Life tried, that is Sam.
Yeah.
Tried to make it right.
Yes.
But at some point it took on a greater energy.
Yeah.
And became that powerful assertion of offense. It says a brother offended is like a high wall. And it did. It took on the high wall. And was the offense justified? Yes.
Yeah.
Was the degree to which the offense was flexed necessarily legitimate? I actually think that it was a big deal. It felt like a really big deal to me.
Agreed.
And these were my reps.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was my employment.
Yeah.
To be resourcing these reps upon the reputation of the company. And I was very disappointed during that time too. And people said to me, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I was very candid and it said, well, I could leave Life Skateboards in a huff.
Yeah.
And I could do my own thing.
Yeah.
And I did step back.
Yes.
I did step back from Life Skateboards after that time.
Yeah.
But I didn't step back in a huff.
Yeah.
I stepped back and I said, honestly, I need to pursue a greater objectivity about how bad the behavior was, about what was done about the behavior. I saw flaws there while I was in that short time of, I made the judgment that, people are going to think I'm a kook for staying with Life Skateboards after all this hoo-ha. Okay.
Yeah.
But I've been being thought a kook for many, many years.
Right.
And I see something in Life Skateboards of greater value than my reputation of not being a kook.
Right.
A reputation which has never existed. All right. So here we have a person who used to rep for Life. They have beef.
Yeah.
They have beef. They have personal beef with Sam, which isn't a part of this.
For sure.
But that's sort of like a social religious issue.
Yeah, sure.
Because Sam is an outspoken Christian,
right?
And he's politically very anti-abortion. He's not like a pro-Trump guy or something like that. But he's very very open about his opinions.
And he's conservative in his thinking, and that rubs people the wrong way.
Sure, it rubs people the wrong way, and it's easy to be seen as an evil person for having your own flavor, your own salt in you.
Right.
I also am a person like that. I am also a Christian.
Yeah, me too.
I also see abortion as a terrifically horrible.
Genocide.
I do. I
Yeah.
see it as a hidden genocide.
Me too.
So do me next.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Can I be next? Can we just get it over
yeah,
with?
get it over with.
Yeah, I've got
Right.
stuff to do. Can we just do it? Yeah.
Yeah. When you put me in the guillotine, I want to be done.
Yeah, just
I want to be
fast.
done face up.
Yeah, I want to watch that
Right.
shit drop.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
This is gonna be dope.
Yeah, right. Right. I do want to say quickly on this
Get it, bro.
topic, if I had to pick between a thing that's perfect 100% of the time and a thing that attempts to be perfect 100% of the time, but when it fails is honest, and
At least tries to be.
at least tries to be honest and tries to resolve with integrity and honesty, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to pick the second one because nobody's perfect all the time. And I think it is extremely hypocritical for people to take a craft board maker or a small board maker and hold them to a standard that is honestly sometimes completely ridiculous.
A standard that they will not hold
Yes, exactly.
the rest of the industry
Yes,
to.
because I'll
never
be damned.
never have in their whole lives,
Yes.
ever have in their whole lives
Yes.
asked these questions of anyone
Ever.
but the craft board maker
Yes.
who has attempted to put a foot in the door and
Right.
get through in the market to people without promoting
Yes.
death on a couch
Right.
from an opiate overdose.
Right. And even
Yeah.
at its worst, even at its worst is providing a product at least twice as good as the big boys are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, what you go break a real deck and take it back to your shop and see what they say.
Well, your shop won't help you, but I will say this for real.
For real.
For as long as Jim T is at Deluxe,
Yeah.
Deluxe will have a heart.
Okay, do it with chocolate.
Nope, can't do it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
do it with any of these
You'll
guys.
have
I'll
to
tell
speak French.
You, yeah. You
chocolate and cliche are
French. Do it with FA, whatever. They're going to tell
oh
you.
FA will tell you should have landed bolts.
Right, and you're a dummy.
I mean, even our local brand, the king of brands here back in the day before it folded,
Instrument.
they were they were notorious for poor quality decks.
Yeah.
And horrible. Blame the customer service.
Yes.
And they were proud of it.
Yeah.
Being proud of themselves was their marketing deal. And I don't know. I don't have their books in front of me, but they existed for a long time and they held a lot of clout. They ran the shops. They called the shots around here. They were the shot callers on the yard.
Yeah.
And
baller.
Well, and
shot caller.
people who live by those rules are in prison of a mental sort.
Of their own making.
It's a lot easier than a real prison.
Yeah.
Except
is it though?
It's more costly.
3 hot meals. Read your Bible all
You
day
don't
and
get
work
3
out.
hots in a cot for having a closed mind.
Yeah.
So in regard to this comment,
Right.
I'd say this comment is legitimate. Like in terms of, I'm glad that a person came by and shared their feelings and thoughts and their perspective.
Sure.
As a
Yeah.
former rep.
Me too.
This is
I think it's productive.
Is good. I don't agree, however, the thing that you point out in the beginning, the sentence, if you're just riding and not really going hard, then you can't really judge the durability and longevity.
Not true.
I think that I'm a just rider, aren't I?
When you say just rider, you mean you're just
I'm not
riding?
really going hard.
Yeah, sure, me too.
There's an insinuation in this statement.
Yeah.
That I find illegitimate.
Yes.
This is where I'll
dog
get the critique out.
He's got that dog in him.
I do have the dog in me. This portion of the comment seems to have that dog in it.
Yeah.
The insinuation that if you're just riding and you're not really going hard, then your opinions about deck quality are of a lower weight than people who are really riding and going hard.
There is a truth to this statement,
yes.
right?
Get into it.
Well,
That's good.
I'm just saying there is a truth. If I just bought Life skateboards and hung them on a wall because I like wall hangers and I like the culture
right.
of skateboarding, then I can't
then your
tell
opinions about the quality of them are less meritorious,
especially as it goes to the way that they're going to last after skateboarding them. However,
well, it's good.
However,
you're actually really tempering.
Yes.
The approach to this portion of the comment.
Yes, because I think that there is some legitimacy here. If everybody is going to ride their deck a little bit differently than everybody else because everybody skateboards a little bit differently than everybody else. So the way that I've skated in the last year because of life and work and school and podcasting and other things is I probably skated in 2023 like maybe 10 times or less. I've all done it on one life skateboard. When I go, I'm riding, I'm doing disasters, I'm doing stuff, I'm ollieing. However, I've been skateboarding for like 10 years. And you know, almost by pure feel, when you're on a skateboard that is built with quality, that is withstanding the abuse, however quick or slow that abuse is coming to the deck. So I think that I can judge rightly the quality of a life skateboard in correlation with the, really how am I really riding it versus how long I've had it. So if I'm not riding very hard at all, I could probably have a life deck for 2 years. If I'm riding it really hard, I might have it for 6 months, which A, eclipses anything that the big boys are doing, and B, shows me that this is a deck of quality. It allows me the position to bring a judgment about the quality of the deck.
I've been a deck quality geek since my childhood.
Yeah. I mean, how many years are we talking?
38.
38 years.
38 years.
Yeah.
And when I stand on a skateboard and perform the lowest degree of daring do, which at 50 years old, I have now stood in the presence of multiple human specimens who have blown out
Oh,
knees and backs, ankles and wrists,
yeah.
shoulders, all sorts of things. 38 years in, I think I could go so far as to say that I am a connoisseur of.
Sommelier.
I'm like a deck sommelier. I think I'm a certifiable expert. And also having spent over 10 years making decks, selecting veneer,
right,
collating it, curing it, rolling glue, pressing, building my own molds through a sculptural process rather than CNC. That's not necessarily better. You have to be there. That's not an assertion of superiority. In my case, my opinion is that I made really good molds, and it's the opinion of all my customers.
Yeah.
I had customers who bought 10 of my boards from me in a row, like using them over many years.
Yeah.
So like coming from my perspective, I stand on a deck and I know whether I have to take it easy on this deck.
Yeah.
If I stand on a Santa Cruz made in China, the laminate quality is abysmal.
Yeah.
Now a guy can ride a Santa Cruz and land all bolts all the time.
Yeah, sure.
And probably make a deck last for quite a while.
Yeah, maybe longer than a month.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe up to 3 months, depending.
Don't know.
Yeah.
But that's not me.
Yeah, no.
Right. I've road tested Santa Cruzes, and I don't like a board once you get a ton of degradation, super floppy, clicky ticky, internal delaminations, giant pressure cracking doesn't bother me very much.
It really doesn't to me either.
But there is a type of cracking that really does bother me, and it's you see it on the top of a deck where you get these long striated flex cracking.
Right.
It's not pressure cracking, it's the concave pushing. That sort of thing. When my grip tape is cracking because the deck is flexing,
that's rough.
I no longer have confidence in the crossbands of that board to provide stiffness. Obviously, there's a glue problem. And the problem with the glue that they are using on product like Santa Cruz that's from China is that they use a quick glue.
Yeah.
They're a high volume production. They use a quick glue. They say it's stiffer. They say it's better. That's a sticker. That's just a sticker. It's not great.
Yeah.
Can I have fun on those products? Heck yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I sure can.
Yeah.
But I don't choose to because I love some, what are they? They're intangible things. I like to be inspired by what I'm riding.
Yeah.
I have those intangible type of things. So 38 years in, um, I've I have a very strong opinion set. And so, Luke, you did a good job here. If you're just riding and not really going hard, then you can't really judge the durability and longevity of a deck. I think that you did a great job giving benefit, not just the benefit of the doubt, but you
Sure.
gave well evidenced benefit to this statement.
Yeah.
I think that I don't like the statement. It's
Yeah.
offered in a confrontational way
Yeah.
on a medium
Yeah.
that is like, there's no, obviously a statement like this is a bit stark. What do you mean by just riding? What do you mean by really going hard?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? If I were, if and if this person's experience of life skateboards happen to be some of the delaminating decks,
Yeah.
then they're absolutely fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Perhaps they are. Yeah.
That era is now long behind us, years behind us.
Yeah.
But still, very entitled to that. Still entitled to that opinion.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So good on you.
Yeah.
Getting in here.
Yeah. Thanks for the comment.
Thanks.
You know
for
what
the
I mean?
comment.
Like,
For
seriously.
real,
Yeah.
for real.
Heck yeah.
I think that works fine.
It's a good conversation piece.
So, but I do want to take an opportunity.
Yeah.
To, I'm not going to try and run interference. Life Skateboards as a brand,
Yeah,
failed the standard of integrity that has been the goal.
Yeah.
For the brand.
Yeah.
During a time of onboarding reps and trying to expand the market.
Right.
Which was running towards success, but it was simultaneous with the purchase of new buildings and the moving of the shop.
Yeah.
And so many moving parts that were going on behind the scenes that it failed. It failed.
Yeah.
And that's why Life Skateboards is a hypocrite.
Yes.
That's why
Yes,
Life
dude.
Skateboards is a
Yeah.
hypocrite. So
and I think it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. Really, the question is not, has A completely succeeded in all areas that it intended to succeed in? The question is, when A being the, the variable, whatever, Life Skateboards, the CapmLew podcast, Thrasher, when they failed in their mission or their goal, in what way did they respond? And have you seen a trajectory of continued improvement in said area showing that this variable, whatever it is, actually does mean it when they say, yes, this is actually our goal. Our goal is to make amazing skateboards and to be that company with great integrity.
Trying to
You know what I mean?
really take care of skateboarders
Yeah.
is tough. Skateboarders are ornery kids.
Yeah, they're like the shittiest customers to have ever.
Okay, well, you said that and I didn't. I
Well-
just called them ornery kids. I have a person in my life who is extremely experienced in watching all this go down.
Yeah.
And when I talk about skateboarding as a market or a business,
Yeah.
they do not lose it,
Yeah.
but they go into a mode.
Oh yeah.
And they express such a jaded opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that because I don't hold the skateboarding industry and market dear.
Yeah.
Even the skateboarding community, I identify human community on a more transcendent basis.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think there is a skateboarding community. And
Yeah.
I do think if you want to look at skateboarding as a community, the brand loyal portion of that community is unwittingly complicit in some very dark dealings.
Yeah.
Some of them are as simple as advertising fraud, but it gets even deeper to there's a lot of sex abuse and horrible stuff that's gone on in the skateboarding industry community.
Yeah.
That is unspoken of, sealed, and kept. And that's very dark.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm listening to this every time I talk about skateboarding as a market, they say pretty much what you said.
Mm-hmm.
They say skateboarding is the worst market industry ever in the whole world.
I don't disagree with them. As a market, you know what I mean? As a place where
Yeah.
people want to do business, heck yeah, they're going to be the worst
It's a
customers.
terrible business
Oh my
environment.
gosh, it's horrible,
It
dude.
is.
It really is the worst.
Jim
bro.
Gray, with the wisdom God has given him,
Yeah.
he spoke of this. He used the term incestuous to
Yes.
describe the collusion of media
Yep.
and brands, that you can't have your media
Yeah.
owned by your corporations. Oh,
Wait,
that's America.
we do. Yeah.
And you
Oh,
can't
wait.
have your decision makers and your policy setters owned by the corporations that own your media. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
That's an
Oh,
American
wait.
family
Yeah,
value as
yeah.
well.
Right. How dare I?
And many people unwittingly become acolytes. They become servants.
Yeah.
They become sycophants, yes
Yep.
men.
Yep.
They become yes men and yes women to the interests of these corporations. They fearfully or proudly
Yeah.
represent the interest of heartless, low integrity, anti-integrity
Yeah.
corporations over the interest of what? The proletariat.
The proletariat. They actually defend them more robustly than these corporations.
These corporations don't
interested.
need to defend
Yeah.
themselves
Right.
because now this isn't a dig at the person
Yeah.
who
No,
commented,
no.
but there are people who will come out and less now than before, but
Yeah.
who will rage and even violently behave
Yes.
on behalf of corporate brand entities.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, 100% guaranteed, those corporate brands,
Yeah.
they love that.
Oh, dude, that's the entire
They
point.
love
They
to
got you
turn
in a
you-
psyop.
They got you in a psyop.
They got you in a psyop.
But just remember that Life Skateboards is a hypocrite.
Yes. Yes, dude.
And but we are down with Life Skateboards because in a world full of sociopathic,
Yeah.
horrifying
Right.
stuff,
Unapologetic.
the worst behaviors of Life Skateboards
Yeah.
are still, dim though it may be,
Yeah.
a light in the dark.
Absolutely.
That said, we wish well to all of the folks who are craft quality production, and
Yeah.
we wish to be able to participate in building you up too.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
Yeah, you can catch us on Spotify and Apple and Google and YouTube. Do we even want them to subscribe? Live your life.
You can if you want.
Live
if you just do whatever you want.
Live, damn you, live.
Live, damn you, live.
All right. All right. Much love. Thanks for being with us.